James here for the Gator Nation Football Podcast, bringing you a breakdown of Florida's defense versus Arkansas. As always, if you like the content, like this video, subscribe to this channel, check us out on social media, drop us a dono on Patreon, and listen to the podcast where each and every Monday we do in-depth analysis of the Florida Gators. We talked quite a bit about Arkansas leading into this game. And a lot of these things that we thought would happen were going to happen. It should be an interesting film study. Let's dive right in. In the Arkansas prep video, we talked about what Florida should look for heading into the game, primarily maintaining good gap control, defending against east-west passing concepts, really looking for red zone runs, taking away pre-snap looks with alignment, recognizing that Franks likes to throw slants, likes to lock into his first read, and prefers to throw deep outside routes when he gets man-to-man defense. The very first play of the game for Arkansas is in fact an east-west pass. We highlighted how we would prefer for Florida to defend these type of plays, especially against teams that do a lot of east-west movement. And Florida does not do what I'd certainly hope they do. We haven't done much of this all season, but we're going to get a little bit of motion in here, which is going to back Florida up. Again, why would Arkansas do this? Because they've seen on film that we do this. Because we have this kind of distance here between Brad Stewart and the lead receiver of their three-block receiver. And let's go back and look at this 3x1. So we have three receivers here. I'd much prefer to have Brad Stewart here, making strong contact with this receiver as soon as the ball is snapped. You want to blow up the top of this triangle set. And that's going to really help you cover all sorts of routes, whether they want to run deep or they want to run the screen. But this is too much distance, and although Florida's going to be just fine on this kind of play, it's far too passive of an approach. You are letting the offense dictate what they want to do to you, and they can really run any combination they want out of this. They could run verticals from here, they can run flat concepts, and they can run screens. And on this play, as we know, Franks likes to throw screens. They're going to throw one because Brad Stewart's off the ball. They're effectively going to be able to block the two that they want to block right here with really no problem. And they're going to set up this 1-and-1 versus Marco Wilson, which is what they want. And again, Marco should win this battle here. Marco's here. He should make this tackle. He does not make this tackle. And because of that, what should be a 3 or 4 yard gain becomes a first down. But one more time, all of this could be stopped. To me, it's much more sound instead when you get a formation like this, when you get a 3x1 that's going to wind up looking like a triangle, especially if they motion this man into it. Move up here, be very aggressive here, take out the top of that three-man bunch right there. Take it out, take out this top, don't let them dictate to you, you dictate to them. Instead, we don't do that, and that passive play allows Arkansas to open the game with a first down. It's 3rd down and 2 for Arkansas. Arkansas is going to put a man in motion. We're going to follow with Sean Davis. So we can see that we're in man. Arkansas, it knows we're in man. That's why they confirmed it. And you can see the distance we have here with Brad Stewart. Again, a lot of cushion. It's 3rd down and 2. We're fine here. We're good here with our positioning of our safety. Way too much space here. What routes is Brad Stewart going to cover here? And by this little motion occurring, all they're going to wind up doing is slipping him out into the flat and then setting a pick here on Sean Davis. So this is a pick play to get the tight end free versus Sean Davis. But Brad Davis's spacing here is what actually allows this play to happen. As we see this in motion, he's going to come. He's not running a route. Again, we talked a lot in the pregame about how Arkansas really runs one option routes most of the time. In fact, a lot of the times the receivers are blocking or they're not even really running a route downfield. This is a block right away. If Brad Stewart is instead here where he should be, rather than being 8-9 yards off the line of scrimmage on 3rd down and 2, this is a very easy play for him to make. And Franks would not have this option that he has right away. It would be taken away. And again, they don't have another route combo over here. They're counting on this play being there. And there it is. Again, look at the spacing here. It's 3rd down and 2. Look at where we are. Look at how we're playing. It just doesn't make any sense. What is the point of this? Not to mention, this is not a threatening athlete here. This is not someone we fear. So they're going to run the simplest of pick plays. They're going to wind up getting everything they want, and we've got our defender, in this case Brad Stewart, 7 yards off the play, which is going to turn into the easiest conversion that you can imagine for Arkansas. Again, this is not a team that is going to really attack you, obviously with multiple reads, with anything that's very complicated. Take away what they want to do and take it away first. This is just far too easy in the early ongoing of this Arkansas-Florida game. This is the play that Arkansas scores a touchdown on. They're going to run a go route to the outside with the receiver. Elam's going to start in off-man coverage, which is perfectly fine, especially on 1st down and 10. You don't always have to wind up playing press. But Elam's technique here is going to let him down. Arkansas is going to go the play fake. Here are the running back, which is going to bring Sean Davis in, so they know they're going to eliminate him. And they're going to motion. They're going to motion across the formation. Brad Stewart's going to go with them. So they know pre-snap that this is going to be one-on-one. And all that's going to happen, as again we showed on film leading into the game, I promise is the last one I'm going to say that. If you didn't see the film leading into the game in a way that's obviously nice when you're doing film study, a lot of that stuff happened. So last time I'll say it, but there it is. We talked about this happening, and it happened. So not the last time I'm going to say it. Clearly wrong. This is the touchdown scored on Elam by Arkansas. We talked about leading into the game, and that will be the last time I'm going to say the phrase, we talked about leading into the game, I suppose, after the one I just said right there, that Arkansas likes to attack man-to-man. They like to attack deep. They're going to wind up attacking here deep to the outside on Elam, who's in off-man coverage. Perfectly fine to be in off-man coverage or even zone coverage here on this play on 1st and 10. It all depends on how you execute it and what kind of technique you use. Arkansas is going to wind up running a play fake here, which is going to bring Sean Davis down into the box, which they're counting on. They're also going to send their receiver in motion. Brad Stewart's going to motion with them, confirming that they have man coverage, confirming that this is the matchup that they have, leaving Franks to look at only one read and see if it's there. So right what Arkansas wants to do. And we see all of these things happen. We'll walk through it here in slow-mo. There's the play fake. There's the motion. Just like we said, there goes Brad Stewart, right? Following here, there's the play fake. Here comes Sean Davis. We're one-on-one. We're one-on-one. Okay, now that we've got all that stuff out of the way, let's take a look at Franks. Let's take a look at his window. See what he does. Here he is. He's just going to stare. He's just going to stare at this point. Do I like this or not? He's got good protection. He likes it. He's going to put the ball out there. Right down the sideline, easy pitch and catch. Now let's rewind this and see what goes wrong for Elam. So we got a nice cushion here. We've talked before about what the purpose of having a nice cushion is. If he's going to run a quick game route, so he's going to wind up running a quick slant, or he wants to run an out, or he wants to run a hitch, then Elam can cover all of those using off-man technique by driving downhill on the pass. His job is to take a look at how the receiver releases and then make a decision. As the ball is snapped, we have a quick game move here from Franks. Quick game means there's no step. He's not going to wind up stepping back in shotgun. He's going to take a 0 step, catch the ball, be ready to throw. However, he is throwing deep. Where Elam lets himself down here is look at the release from the receiver. He is in full stride right now. Elam still hasn't moved. Elam still hasn't moved. We've talked about Jaden Hill being much better than most of our other corners. In fact, all of our other corners at actually making sure that he backpedals whenever he's in off-man coverage. That's going to allow him to also drive down as well as recover. Well, with Elam standing flat-footed, Elam cannot cover a go route. This is also precisely the most likely route that Arkansas is going to run in man-to-man. Elam knows he has man-to-man here. He should have prepped all week knowing what does Franks like to throw against man-to-man. He likes to throw a go route right to the outside. So he should not only not be flat-footed, he should be ready for this. He should be ready for this. It's also a part of the field where teams like to take shots on the plus 45. All of these things should be in his head as a corner. He doesn't. He stands flat-footed. The receiver really doesn't even give him a move. That's probably the worst thing about this. He's just running a straight go route. Textbook go route. Elam doesn't move, doesn't move, doesn't move. Look, he's not moving yet. Again, 7 or 8 yards of speed built up. He just now is turning. He hasn't moved. It doesn't matter how fast you are. You're not going to make that up, and he doesn't, right? I mean, he's easily beat. Just touches him right there for good measure. Just a little hand on him, let him know he was there. All of this is preventable. All of this is preventable. And this, by the way, is not a bad play call here by Grantham. This is a perfectly fine play call. All of this is preventable if Elam is backpedal. And right now, he would already know. He would already know this guy is selling out. Right now, he knows he's gone. Elam should be here, already backpedaling, flipping the hips, and making a full man turn to then begin chasing. Instead, he doesn't. He makes his full man turn way too late. By then, it's already done. And Franks, as we said, catches the snap. Take a look at Franks. Catches the snap here. Stares immediately. He's not looking anyone off. He doesn't care. He knows where he's going. I'm going to stare. I'm going to pump. I'm going to wait. Look at this. Guy's wide open. And to Franks' credit, delivers a perfect pass. But that's just far too easy. Certainly not a great start from Florida. With James Houston being out, Diabate got a lot more snaps. It's something on the podcast we said we would like to see. despite the fact that Diabate does struggle at times, can be a little undersized. He's much, much quicker. He had a lot of positive plays on Saturday against Arkansas. This is going to be one of them. Although you can't see this at the top of your screen, there's another receiver here and a Florida corner. So effectively, Florida has 3 versus 2, which is good numbers. Very good numbers for this play. And this is going to be a nice play design here on defense. Arkansas is going to attempt to run an east-west play. East-west play, here we are. Motion out the running back, except immediately Diabate has responsibility for this running back. He's had responsibility the entire time. Florida's in zone. He's going to wind up zoning off this half of the field. Anyone that goes into the flat, he's going to take immediately. As soon as the ball is snapped, he's going, which is great by Diabate. Oftentimes, you're going to see players, especially in college, ball snapped, they have flat responsibility. They're going to hang out here for a while. He does not do that. He immediately does his job. You're going to see Miller sliding over to cover this zone in case it's a slant route or anything that falls into there. And because Diabate does not hesitate, he's going to get here absolutely perfect time. And as soon as the running back turns, right there he is, he turns, stuck by Diabate. Nice tackle, way to wrap up. Perfect play. One more time. Gators 3-on-2, good numbers game. Slide over Miller to cover the zone. Diabate free release, nobody blocking him. We're in great shape. So what did Arkansas think was going to happen? Arkansas thought what they might get here is Diabate moving or going somewhere else. Instead for them, they got the wrong play. And again, this is a bad play call, right? Numbers-wise, if you're Arkansas, you don't want to go to the 3v2 side on this. Nice job by Florida. Way to win the numbers early on. Way to go on the snap by Diabate. And way to finish the play with a nice tackle. It's 4th and 1 for Arkansas. Crucial play in the game, tied 7-7. We know that Franks wants to throw a slant route. We know this for sure. Florida, I like our pre-snap alignment here. Aggressive at the line of scrimmage. We've shown before. We frequently had defenders back here in the past. Not where we want them. We're aggressive on the line. That's fantastic. Our posturing here, let's rewind this here. Our posturing here, again, what would I like to see? I'd like to see us lined up here, and I'd like to see us making contact with a lead receiver in this bunch set. I'd like to see that. We're not going to do that. What Florida is going to wind up doing here is also fine. Again, I don't have a problem with this schematically. It's not how I would prefer to deal with it. I'm going to show you why in a second. If you wanted to do this, you can. It's a more passive approach. I prefer a more aggressive approach, especially against a guy who does not read the field. Florida has a couple of things right with this play design, but we do blow this. So when you're in this stack set, Marco Wilson here is responsible for the first in-breaking receiver. Brad Stewart is always going to go to whoever the back receiver is. He's going to be aggressive in the back flat here. Marco runs with first in, and then Elam's going to run with first out. That's how this has to work. Whoever goes out, he goes with. Whoever goes in, Marco goes with. You're going to see that we do not get this right. Ball is snapped. What happens here? Marco here's first in. Marco already in really bad position to do anything about this. Look at Marco's technique here. He's trying to prevent any kind of in route. What are you going to prevent with this kind of stance here, Marco? I don't really think what are you going to stop here? He's beat. This slant's there. He's completely beat. Again, his job is to stop the first in-breaking defender. No chance given the technique. Take a look at Elam here. Elam is supposed to be guarding the first outside defender, first outside receiver. Now here he is. Now at this point in time, he sees Franks' arm moving, and I have no doubt that he sees that he's looking at the slant, and he's watched film. He knows that he likes the slant. Fine. Against Franks, maybe you take a chance here. And I'm not going to overly hit this concept because part of game planning is recognizing who you are playing against. And that's why it's really imperative to stop what the opposing team wants to do, especially in college football, because oftentimes these guys are who they are. And you could leave this guy wide open all day long and he will never hit him. This is true of Franks right here. This play has got to be a touchdown. This is wide open. Again, Elam is never covering this. Right here, he's already committed. Now, Franks is not throwing the ball. Right now, look at Franks. He hasn't done anything yet. I don't care where his eyes are. He hasn't done anything. Elam is leaving this. He's coming here. Marco's already beat. Here's the slant. So we've got a good play by Miller. We're going to give him a check. This is a good play by Miller, and we've got a good play by Brad Stewart. We get a blown coverage here by Marco and by Elam. And lucky for both of them, Miller's going to save the day tipping this pass, which becomes an incompletion, because if not, this is a completion no matter what. That's a completion. And if Elam stays on his man, and Miller doesn't tip this ball, it's a touchdown. Again, this is a slant route on 4th and 1. This is a touchdown. if Miller does not tip this ball and Elam stays on his man. All right, now let's prevent all of this from happening. Let's not be so passive. Let's instead imagine that Brad Stewart's going to line up right here on the line of scrimmage, contact on this receiver. All right, let's take a look and see what happens. Oh, look at that. That's the slant receiver. So immediately, we've already contacted him. At this point in time, we're locked up right now. Now, you're still going to have first in, first out, or you can high-low this, whichever one you want. In the case that you're jamming here, Marco can wait to choose who comes first in. Elam takes first out breaker. Now, imagine again, this is gone. I'm going to just color this in. That's gone. We've erased that with Brad Stewart. Now you see Elam. He sees the first out. He's there. Marco then's going to slide into the flat as you continue to have Brad Stewart locked up here with whatever route that is, whether it's a slant or anything else. He's jammed it. He's already created that space. Miller slides over into your slant window. We're good. We're in great position. We've been the initiators. We've been the aggressors. Instead, by playing so passive, the Gators are fortunate not to give up a touchdown here in one of two ways. Again, Elam stays on his man. Miller does not get into the lane here. That's a touchdown. In this particular play, because Miller is sliding, and again, if Frank's here just a slightly better quarterback, this is a touchdown. Now on the sideline, you can see this up here. The coaches see this happening right away, and they're very excited about it. In fact, they're gonna absolutely just go skying right here. You can see him. Take a look here. They're very excited. He's going to be levitating on the end of your screen here. You can just watch him jumping a few times. He's pogoing around up there. They're very excited when they see this, and they think that's a touchdown. Look at him. He's like Kirby Smart in our previous Georgia breakdown. He is in the air. This should be a touchdown. You work all week for this. Big play in the game, and it's not. But again, a lot of this comes down to Franks being who Franks is. But Miller makes a nice play. The play designed by Florida itself is fine. I think you clean up this area in here, and it's a much better play. It wasn't, therefore the play becomes weak. Miller does his job, which he's supposed to do. We've picked on the linebackers quite a bit and not falling into the right zones. Proper job, get in the slant window. It is his favorite throw. Franks takes a chance with his favorite throw. And again, Florida really helps this with how this was handled here. That's just troublesome to be, again, this far into the season. These are very basic concepts. How do we want to defend bunches of team? Who has first in? Who has first out? How do we run with that? What's my body positioning to be able to handle this? So these are not things that obviously we're comfortable with, that I'm not comfortable with when we break down film. You just shouldn't be seeing this from a guy who's played so much football in Marco Wilson. You shouldn't be seeing it from a guy as talented as Elam. And you certainly shouldn't be seeing it this far into the season, again, against very common sets. Nothing special about this play. So it's something that Florida's going to have to clean up if they want to hang a banner this season, because you can't play defense like this against the best teams, against quarterbacks that make reads, and not get punished, completely punished. This is the running touchdown from Arkansas. Florida pre-snap, numbers-wise, just fine. Numbers-wise, we're just fine. In fact, we're in an optimal situation. Unfortunately, we have quite the terrible play call on for this situation. Steiner is going to wind up providing an edge blitz here, or edge pressure, which, as we mentioned in the podcast, against Franks can be a fine choice when they're passing. When Arkansas is rushing, especially because their passing game is so weak, I don't see the benefit of a first down and 10 sellout like this. But that aside, that's going to cause some problems, because numbers-wise, although we're 6 on 6, right now we're 6 on 6, problems that we have is we don't know where they're going to run the ball towards. And what winds up happening here is Arkansas gets the mother of all scenarios. We're going run left with our extra defender. They're going to wind up sealing up Miller here and sealing up Diabate. And Diabate, as he tends to do sometimes, struggles to shed blocks. You've got to take on blocks a little stronger. We can see that he's here. Now, let's pause it right here and look at what's happening. We have a running back coming into the hole right here. He has a decision to make. He can go this way or he can go this way. Now, if you're Diabate, you know that you don't have any help on this side of the field. You have none. You know that you have a safety over here in Sean Davis. You have got to get out here. You have to force this running back to choose this running lane. You cannot allow him to go this way, or it's going to be a touchdown. You've got to do better than this. Instead, he engages the block. Now he squares him up here. He has no shot at making this tackle. He would have been better off just falling down over here and getting in the way. Instead, he's busy getting owned, and then it's a touchdown. Again, one more time, you have to know your responsibility. Football's an intricate sport. Every single position matters on every single play. You have to know we're bringing an edge pressure here. I have no help to my left. Okay, this isn't great. Now I'm getting blocked here. If I lose this battle, I need to lose it on this side of the field. Nobody wants to have a runner springing here either. This is not a good situation. But again, man coverage out here. Blitz are coming this way. I have no help this way. I cannot get beat that way. Don't give him that gap. No help. Touchdown. Football is a very, very simple game. It's an intricate game. Everyone has to do their job, and that is how you give up a simple inside handoff for a touchdown. Wrong play at the wrong time, compounded by not doing our job here and making sure that we control this part of the field, then leaving our safety unable to get over here because he's playing his gap. Everybody must do their job. Florida continued in this game to struggle with gap control as they have struggled with gap control almost the entire season. These are basic football concepts. Nothing super novel here going on. This stuff should not be happening week in and week out. There's just no other way to say it. The film says what it says. It's here every single week, regardless of who's playing linebacker. We have issues being in the right gap, filling in the right hole, understanding what play we're running, and taking a play that's not a good play call. Again, it's a bad play call. That happens in football. You're not always going to get it right. But when you have a bad play call, you got to minimize the damage. You cannot be giving up touchdowns every time you have a bad call on. You just can't have that. We know that Franks likes slants on this 3rd down and 4. Take a look at the battle in the slot with Elam. As soon as the ball is snapped, Elam's going to take an inside posture. He's going to slide himself this way to deny the inside of the field. Now, Florida defenders frequently will take inside shade and leverage, and they'll still get beat. But for all practical purposes, we're doing the right thing off the snap. This is good scouting, good relationship here. This is the part of the field we need to defend. Nice work. Franks is going to help us. Again, part of scouting is playing to your opponent. He's going to take the snap. He's going to look. We're denying the inside. This route is going to be open. This route's open for a 1st down. Right now, throw the ball. It's open. This route is really just a clear out route. He's going to engage with Florida's corner here. We're going to go ahead and engage with Marco, and we're going to leave this throw open. Plenty of safe windows to throw right to the guy's numbers. Can't get much easier. But Franks, he does not really want to throw from the pocket. Not a throw Franks likes. Frank just doesn't like that throw. So what's he going to do? He's going to try to run, and he's going to wind up getting sacked by Zach Carter. Carter, who continues to impress for Florida, playing really, really good football, just drives his man into the backfield, beats him with an inside power move, and gets himself a sack. Nice play. Good job. Understand what the team you're playing doesn't want to do as defense. You can't be glued to everyone. You can't stop every single play. You have to give up something. Give up the things they don't like to do. So nice work here by Florida. It's the second play of the second half. And ESPN cuts us off a little bit here so we can only see so much of this. But pre-snap, what's happened is we've got a motion. Brad Stewart chasing the slot receiver across the field. We have Miller trapped in the wrong spot. And we have Arkansas running a run to the weak side where the only person we have here is Carter. Stop me if you've seen a play like this before. Different design, but essentially we're getting a very similar look to what happened with the Georgia run play where we had deficiency of 3 to 4 guys on the side of the field they ran the touchdown to, and the same thing is happening here. So now we have man coverage with a defender that can't see anything. We have one free tackler here in Sean Davis, who tends to always be our free tackler, and a bunch of players that can't do anything to make this play anymore. Zach Carter's going to do his job. He holds his gap. Nobody's allowed outside of you, Zach. Check. Good job. This is what Diabate should have done on his play, by the way. His jersey should have been facing this sideline. Good job by Carter. He is essentially holding this outside edge so that a linebacker can fill this spot. If we rewind it a second here, you're going to see the Miller. Again, if you're Miller, what do you know? You know that you have nobody on this side of the field, which means you need to err on filling this gap. He doesn't. He runs around the blocker, and by now, what are you going to do here? You're already gone. You might as well just sit in a little chair and, draw a chair here and just watch the rest of the play. Put your glasses on and watch the play because you're out of it. And there he goes. Slayton almost makes a hero tackle, and then we get Steiner, who comes all the way across the formation to make this tackle late, and it's a good thing because if not, we're off to the races yet again. Again, simple football here. All Arkansas does is make a little motion over here. We flow in man. Our linebackers do not shift to make sure they can't get trapped on this side of the field. Just move yourself a couple of feet, Ventrell. A couple of feet once you see the motion go this way. A couple of feet. Just move yourself here. Just a couple of feet. You don't need much. Just squiggle along here. You'll prevent that problem from happening. Florida is obviously up 35-14 at this point in the game. To me, still no reason to get soft here, especially knowing our defense needs reps. We need practice. There's no reason to give the opposing team what you want to give them. The game is still not over yet. Momentum-wise, being up 3 scores is a lead that you can come back from. And it's because of the way momentum goes. If you score once and get a stop and score again, the team with a lead feels a tremendous amount of pressure. So the game's not over yet we have Brad Stewart up here versus slot receiver. We have another wide receiver you can't see off your screen on the high side. What happens is what we expect to happen. Franks loves this. This is Franks' favorite look and play in the entire game of football is this route right here. And we are going to oblige him. You're not going to see any of this. But on the snap, Brad Stewart's actually backing up, so he's even further away now. He's maintaining his 8-yard cushion as though Arkansas is going to run a deep seam route, routes they almost never run. And instead, we're going to let him throw the route he wants to run, which is a deeper slant or a little dig. And although Brad Stewart almost gets there at the right time, again, all of this could have been prevented if we just play. You can play off man here. It's fine. Again, you can play off man here. But this amount of cushion, completely unnecessary. Start right here. There's just no need, especially with the route tree that Arkansas runs. There's just not a need. He's not going to blow past you. They're not going to throw this route. Instead, we give them an easy pitch and catch first down. Exactly what Franks wants, the throw that he prefers the most. 3rd and 8. Let's motion across and see what Florida's in. Looks like we're in man. We're in man. There's Bernie locked up. Here's Stewart locked up. Let's look pre-snap. Franks, what do you like? I see a lot of cushion right here. I certainly don't like this, and I definitely don't like what's on the bottom of the screen either, which is also press man. You can't see that, but it's there at the bottom of your screen. I do like this, though. This looks nice. That makes me comfortable. Makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. Now I really like it. Look at this. I liked it before. Now I love it a lot. He's backing up. Man, this is everything I want. Let's play football. I love this. I'm going to play football all day like this. Let's touch him 10 yards down the field on 3rd and 8. Why is this happening? I can't tell you. This is not sound football. It makes no sense. You can watch film of Franks for his entire career and know exactly what throw he likes the most, and you're just giving it to him. Again, I don't care what the score is. Solid football and sound football is still sound football. There's really no need here to let Franks in Arkansas, or any team rather, have these kind of passes this early in the 3rd quarter. There's not 4 minutes left where you're running the clock out here. This stuff just doesn't make any football sense at all. Arkansas prefers to run the ball in the red zone. They prefer to run the ball in the red zone, so Florida naturally is going to wind up playing too high because maybe they're going to pass the ball in the red zone. I don't know. So we're 3-on-2 here, and we're 2-on-1 here. That's what you do when you're playing against a good team that passes the ball well. If we're more aggressive, worried about running, we're going to bring a safety in the box, or perhaps we bring even another linebacker in and just play with one safety. Florida chooses not to do that, and what we get instead is a hat-on-hat situation. So we have one here. Going to have a blocker coming here, running back here. There it is. And now we fill this gap nicely. Good job, Ventrell. That's perfect. That was the actual play. The play was to go here. Ventrell does his job. Watch him coming in. Fill the hole. Boom. Fill the hole. There is no more hole. We win. We're winning right here. Now we're not winning. All right, so we're in trouble here. Again, Diabate this time sheds his block to the side that he should. This is good. Let's give him a check here. Check. You're Diabate. One more time. There you go. You're responsible for this gap here, the B gap on the strong side. He's there. He's there. And he's there. Only problem, and there is one problem here. The only problem is, look at which way they're blocking him. This way. Which tells you that they wanted the running play to go this way. Now, we're not going to blame Diabate here, because, again, the play was designed to go here. And Miller did his job, and really Florida did their job here and wanted the point of attack. It's not realistic at all for Diabate to shed this block and go this way, and in reality, he shouldn't. So despite the fact that he's facing this way, and this is why we're keying on this right now, someone else here should recognize this. That someone else is one of our favorite film study subjects, Donovan Steiner. Steiner should see the block that's being set here, trust that Diabate is going to wind up doing his job here, and then patiently sit here for a second or fill this hole if he's got a strong hunch. Now, in fairness to Arkansas, this is a filthy cutback move. You are not going to stop everyone all the time in football. Sometimes you just tip your cap to the offense. To be fair, This is more of a minor discrepancy here with what actually happens. For any safety that's starting this far off the ball, this is a tough play. To me, if you want to solve this problem, you're playing a team that wants to run the ball, bring this person in here. Let's go with 3 linebackers. And now our problem is no longer there. No problem. This play, they might get the first down. Fine. They don't get a touchdown. But because we're going to have 2 safeties here on 2nd and 2, we're going to play very conservatively. We're going to make this play very difficult. We're going to give them a cutback lane. And again, if you're Steiner and you see this here, you got to trust that Diabate is going to win this battle to the outside. But this is not perfect, right? For him to come in here, this is not perfect. I'm not going to pick on Steiner too hard here. Primarily, our pre-snap alignment is what doomed us here. But then because Steiner's over here, which you really just don't want to see that, right? You don't want to see your safety next to your linebacker on the same side of the field with one guy standing between them. This is a bad look. And that becomes a touchdown with Sean Davis tackling him at the end. Either way, great move by Arkansas. Point there is, why are you playing too high in the red zone against a team that you know would prefer to run the ball in? It just doesn't make any sense. It's 1st and 10. Florida's going to be in cover 3 on this play. We're going to watch Trey Dean and what happens in this area of the field. As much as we can see it, some of this stuff's going to disappear. Man in motion. Man in motion. Stewart's going to follow. So this looks like man-to-man to Franks. Diabate, again, doing his job, immediately crashing down on the running back. Nice job. Take away the east-west. Take away the east-west. He fakes. Take a look at what's going on here. He fakes. Like he's going to run this little in route, but he's not. He's not. That's okay, because look at what Trey Dean does. Trey Dean is an extra defender on this play. So one more time, here's Chester Kimbrough. Cover 3 posture. We have a safety off the screen that you can't see. He's funneling him to the safety. Here's Jaden Hills funneling him to the safety. We're winning. 2 for 2 right there. Brad Stewart is in trouble. He's in trouble. He's not there in time. We passed this off, which is a good pass off, but he didn't get here in time. But Trey Dean is going to do something that we would love all Florida defenders to do here, and that is he's going to make a little contact right here. Take a look at this. Trey Dean's going to make some contact. Boom. Then he's going to sit in his zone. Here's Florida sitting 3 across underneath. And because he makes that contact, and only because he makes that contact, Brad Stewart now actually winds up being on top of the route and almost gets a pick. One more time. You have to watch this carefully. If Trey Dean makes no contact here, take a look at the spacing. Again, this is not a fast player here, but he gets to run this corner much more precisely. Franks wants this route. This play is designed for this exact situation. This is what they wanted. They knew that Brad Stewart would chase across the formation. They had a pretty good idea that we would drop Diabate in there and that Stewart would have to be late to this. Dean chips him, and because of that, there he goes. He resets all of his momentum. He funnels him more to the middle, and that does not allow this corner route to happen. It's an excellent play by Dean, one that almost certainly went unnoticed for the most part. We noticed it here on the GNFP film breakdown, and we will give him the props he deserves as he almost lets Florida get an INT here. So really nice play by Dean. Way to not be passive, just a little bit. Just make sure you reroute this receiver to the middle of the field to give your defender time. That's all you got to do. He did it there. Nice play. Florida's going to get a sack here using a well-designed delay blitz. Well-designed delayed blitz. You're going to much prefer this to any kind of corner blitz. Nope. We don't want the corner blitz, especially against a guy who likes to throw slants up against the safety. So what do? Instead, we bring a delayed blitz. We're going to send 3. Here's 3. That's going to engage Arkansas. Now they're engaged, and once that happens, what we're going to do is we're going to bring 2 here. So because of that, he's going to mess up, right? He's good. He should engage here. He should slide and engage here. But we give them a chance to mess up by doing something just a little bit different. They oblige. Bernie gets an easy sack. One more time. Again, here we are. We're looking. He's looking. He's not seeing this because it wasn't immediately in his window. He sees what's right in front of him, which is here. They both do. Here's the candy. Take the bait. They do. Nicely designed blitz here. Nicely designed blitz by Florida. Good play. Franks obligatorily looks at his first read, as he typically does. There it is, first read. I don't like it. I'm in trouble. And now I really feel like I'm in trouble. And Bernie's right there to hit him. Nice pressure design. Good sack by Florida. Although Diabate is undersized, he is best when we're sending him downhill at the quarterback. He's very, very quick, which creates a lot of problems for the offense. This is an excellent play call by Florida. They're absolutely ready for this. So great job by Grantham on this play call. They nail it exactly right. Diabate is already in the backfield. Of course, this ball is already being fumbled, which is a gift for Florida. But regardless, this play is going nowhere. Right off the snap, blows up. One more time here. Look at this. Blows up the center, who's responsible for blocking him, pushes him way into the backfield. Running back then fumbles the ball, which then leads to Diabate being right there, which Carter gets a freebie and a scoop and score. And happy times for Florida, officially ending the game, although really it was over much earlier, right? Probably when it started. But for all practical purposes, great play by Diabate. Good play call, good gap control, nice execution. Everything about this was good. Everyone is in the right position here in the front seven for Florida. And that led to being able to take advantage of the mistake by Arkansas. Part of being a successful defense is taking advantage of your opponent's mistakes. Nice play here. So my boy, Chester Kimbrough, gets in the game. He's been playing. We haven't talked about him yet. We're going to talk about him now. And if you were watching, you were thinking, oh no, James's boy got burned. Here's the play design. What a surprise, surprise. Franks knows he has man. Franks knows who he wants to attack, so he's going to look there right away because Trey Dean rarely is actually playing safety. He's almost always a run supporter. Let's give a little play action with my running back, and let's stare down my receiver here, and let's pull one up if I like what I see. Now, at this point in time, you can't see Chester. They're off the screen. Right, they're gone. They start on the screen, they go off the screen, and they go route. We're going to show you a camera angle in a second where you can see them, but don't worry about that. For now, you're going to see the result, and this is what you saw on TV initially. Okay, that doesn't look so good. What happened to Chester there? He's windmilling himself into the ground, and then, of course, you see the result. We get the replay, which is going to show much more clearly what actually happened here. And there we go. Thank you, replay. Cue this up. All right, Chester. We talked about this before. What would we like to see Chester do? Crossbody jam. Right now, left hand is the mid-chest or left shoulder of the Arkansas receiver. Crossbody jam. That would allow him to reset his momentum and be on top of this route. Now, Chester is very quick. One of the reasons I stumped for Chester, of course, playing that star or playing corner just fine, is he's very, very quick with his feet. One of the reasons why he can make up for this lack of a good start here. Other problem that Chester has is he's very undersized. So if you want to have a knock against Chester, he's an undersized guy. I'm fine with that in football. You don't always look at the measurables, look at the film. Chester recovers and is in perfectly fine position. In fact, right here, he was actually on top of the route, but now you're going to see Chester begins to fall behind. He's going to begin to fall behind, and this is super fuzzy, but he's falling behind because we have an arm pushing him to the ground. Again, here we go, on top of the route. We're good. He's even, and now he's going to start losing his footing. Why? Because there is an arm pushing him to the ground. Now he starts the running man, and he's down. Now let's look at Chester's reaction here. Oftentimes it's good to know if you just fell or if you didn't. Chester's going to get up. He's going to look at the ref. He's going to put his arms up again. It's really blurry here. Let's see if we can maybe unblur this and then take a look if it's any better in this view, which it's not going to be. It's not going to be. There we go. He's there, and he immediately puts his arms up, asks why. Why is there no penalty? Then looks here. He's looking, and here we go. Arms up. Okay, I'll get up now. But what happened here? That guy clearly shoved me to the ground, and it led to a touchdown. So although it's not super clear, I can enhance, and show you in HD. High degree of confidence here that my boy Chester Kimbrough would not have lost this battle on the go route. In fact, he had this gloved up, and Arkansas's man, being frustrated that he's getting beat like a drum in this game, throws Chester to the ground. Chester, being a slightly undersized guy, although a bigger guy get thrown to the ground too, goes to the ground, full slip and slide style, only to then wonder why there's no penalty. They don't give him one. And unfortunately for Chester, this will go against him, and it will go against his cornerback rating. But I think for all of you that are seeing this, you'll know shenanigans were in play here. So we're not going to count this one against Chester. Chester, you're still good to go. You still have the best pass defense rate on Florida's defense in my book, despite an extremely small sample size. That's more of a joke than anything else at this point in time. But regardless, Chester getting mentioned for the wrong reasons in this case, not his fault. Not, at least in the eyes of me. Because Florida had such a huge lead against a good Arkansas football team, at least by SEC standards in 2020, you get to see some other guys get some playing time. And this is going to be a 3-play sequence here for someone who really popped on film. One of the benefits, of course, is watching film, as you can see who's standing out. And Tyron Hopper, a redshirt freshman, a top 100 player and a linebacker, has a sequence on this drive that's extremely impressive. You're going to see him right here. Again, wearing number 28. This is going to be a blitz. Take a look at this play. Delayed blitz. Watch the running back try to block him as he comes in on this. Total whiff. Good contact. One more time. Again, closing speed. Coming in hot. No slowdown. Track. Get yourself a sack. Nice work by Tyron Hopper. Let's look at some more plays that were excellent by number 28. Here he is, Hopper, at the top of your screen. Handoff, moving to his right. Makes the read. He's too quick. Too quick for Arkansas center. He's trying to come out to get him, and he's going to fill this gap. Let's watch his tackling technique. This is how you tackle. You want to play linebacker? You tackle like this. Go low, beat the person trying to block you, wrap up. You love to see linebackers with this posture right there. If you have both of their legs cradled between your arms, you've got a bright future ahead of you as a linebacker. Beat your assignment, get into the gap, wrap up, finish the play. Nice work, 2-8. There's 28 Hopper here. Let's watch his speed. Again, known for having elite speed, especially in change of direction. He's going to come across the formation here and tackle the running back, running away from him. He's the unblocked defender. Here he is as a linebacker. Couple of really important things here. We talked a lot, and we have talked a lot about doing your job. It is not his job to take the motion man. That is coming from behind him. Because he knows that, he's not slowing down to worry about this, because it doesn't matter. He is reading this mesh point. The ball goes to the running back, he's going to help. The ball comes to the quarterback, he's going to go there. He hesitates for just a second, sees that it's the running back who has it. Quick instincts, puts his foot in the ground, evades a block. Again, look at this tackling technique. Look, if he doesn't dive right here, if he tries to run into him, and this running back's worth his weight in salt here, he's going to exit out of this gap and, of course, be tackled here. But regardless, he makes this tackle because immediately low, dive, wrap, hold on, make the tackle. Again, this is what you want to see from your linebackers. This is what you want to see. Beat the block, go low, wrap, hold on, make the tackle. Excellent work. Really encouraging to see him on film in this game. Had a bunch of good sequences. It will be exciting to see what he does in the future in a Florida uniform. Last play of the film study, and something we saw a whole lot in this breakdown. Here's our boy, number 28, Hopper. We're not going to worry about him on this play, but there he is in case you're wondering. And we're going to have motion. We're going to have an Arkansas motion, which was very popular. There it is. We're going to slide over with it. Now with this motion, here we go. We're going to slide with the motion. What's the play call? Our edge defender's going to come around here. If you're playing middle linebacker, right? Don't just come over here so hard. Why are you doing this? You know that we have a numbers advantage on this side. You are now leaving the weak side. 1, 2, 3. Safety. Too far off the ball, right? No need. We're fine over here. Look at our numbers here. We're good. You have a motion guy coming over here. You have your unblocked defender on this side of the formation. You have to know this. When he motions over, you need to make sure you put yourself there. That way you can still play your gaps. You're fine. We don't do it. What happens? Now we're woefully out of position. Can't do a whole lot from this spot. Quarterback keeps, right? Put all our pressure in here. Now there is Hopper. Take a look at our boy flying in here. Here he is. He's coming in hot. Whoop. He's in there. Unfortunately, no one else is in there because he keeps this, which he should keep because no one's here. Here we are. Keeper. This has got to be your middle linebacker. This is the key to this play, right? If you want to bring edge pressure here and sell out for that, you totally can. That's fine. But you got to have your Mike filling this gap, and he's not there. Leads to a touchdown. And this happened, as you've seen in this film study today, multiple times. Whether it's first unit, second unit, third unit, it doesn't really matter. Same things are happening. For some reason, when we are motioning across formations, no matter who we play, we are not resetting ourselves into the proper pre-snap alignment, and that is just killing us. It's something that has got to get corrected. And that is the end of our film study on defense. As always, if you enjoyed this content, let me know. Let us know. Write to us. Hit us up on social media. Drop us a dono on Patreon. And until next time, I'm James from the Gator Nation Football Podcast.